Hi, Valerie Dawn here. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful vintage 1940s holly wreath Christmas doily. This pattern book has very special sentimental value to me. It was my mom's, and when you look through the margins you'll see that she and her sisters signed it. I can just imagine my mom and her sisters hanging out together as young ladies, competing on who had the best handwriting. My mom taught herself to crochet, and then she taught me when I was a little girl, and I'm looking forward to showing you too. I've invested many hours in this video so that I can show you stitch by stitch how to make it. I also simplified the pattern, which you can download for free, and you'll find the link in the description below the video and on my website. I really hope you enjoy this video and making this doily. Let's get started. For this vintage Christmas holly wreath doily, I'm using Aunt Lydias Classic size 10. I have one ball of white, one ball of Victory red, one ball of forest green. I have crochet hook number 8, Roy's. This is a rather old crochet hook. I don't know if you can buy Roy's anymore. I've had a lot of my stuff for decades, but you can buy the same sizes now. They're all standard. We're going to start this doily by making the 12 crocheted leaves that go around the perimeter of this doily. We start at the tip of the leaf and we tie our slip knot and chain 3, and then do 2 double crochet in that first chain. Okay, then on the second, we chain 3 and turn for the second row, which is double crochet in that first space, the first double crochet we come to, double crochet in the second, and then 2 double crochet in the next stitch, which is the top of the chain 3. So we're beginning to make the leaf wider with each row, and then chain 3 and turn the work. Row 3 is 2 double crochet in the first stitch, one double crochet in each of the next 3, one, 2, and 3, and then 3 double crochet in that end stitch, which again is the top of the chain 3. 1, 2, a little bit slower so you see where I'm putting that. Double crochet, chain 3, and turn for row 4. Okay, now this is a little different. We do 1 single crochet, skip the first chain, 1 single crochet in that second chain, and then a single crochet in the next chain. This forms one of the tips of the leaf that we will use to attach it to the doily, the main part of the doily. And then we do 8 double crochet. 1, 2, that's 7, and 8. and then 3 double crochet in the next stitch, which is the top of that chain in the previous row. There's 1, 2, and 3. Now chain 1, turn your work. This is row 5, and we will slip stitch in each of the next 2 double crochets. 1. So you're just putting it through both loops of that double crochet, pull it through both loops. Now chain 3 and 2 double crochet in the next double crochet. So that's 1 and 2 in the same space. And then 1 double crochet in each of the next 7 double crochet. There's 1 and there's 7. And then 3 double crochet in the next double crochet. It's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 3 and turn. This is round 6, and we do 2 double crochet in the first, 1 double crochet in each of the next 11. There's 1 and 11. And then 2 double crochet in the top of that chain 3 from the previous round. And it can be a little tight getting your hook into that sometimes. And that's row 6. Chain 3. Turn the work, and 1 single crochet in, skip 1 chain in the second chain. This will be the second point that we use to attach it to the doily. And then 1 more single crochet. And then 1 double crochet in the next 11 double crochet. There's 1 and 11. And then we do 3 double crochet in the next stitch. 1 and 3, all in the same space. Chain 3 and turn, and we'll have this point on a leaf. And then it's 2 double crochet in the same space. And 1 double crochet in each of the next 11. So there's 1 and 11. Two double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 3 and turn. And this is row 9, 2 double crochet in the same space. And 1 in each of the next 11. 3 double crochet in the next double crochet. Chain 3 and turn. Row 10, 1 single crochet in the second chain, and 1 more single crochet in the next chain. and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 17 stitches. There's 1 and 17. Chain 1 and turn. This is the 11th row. 1 slip stitch in each of the next 3 double crochet. So there's a slip stitch, 1, 2, 3. Then we chain 3 and 1 double crochet in each of the next 13. 1 and 13. Chain 3 and turn. This is row 12, 2 double crochet in the first space. There's 1, 2 in the same space. Then 1 in each of the next 11. 1, 11. Three double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 3 and turn. This is row 13. 1 single crochet in the second chain. One more chain. And 1 double crochet in each of the next 14 double crochet. 1 and 14. Chain 1 and turn. Then we just have 3 more rows. Slip stitch in each of the next 2 double crochet. Slip and slip. Chain 3, double crochet in each of the next 10 and 10. Chain 1 and turn. Slip stitch in the next 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Chain 3, double crochet in each of the next 6. 1, 6. Chain 1 and turn. This is the last row. Slip stitch in each of the next 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and now we're going to do what's called a double crochet cluster. And the way you do this, there'll be 3 of them. You start like you're doing a double crochet, put your hook through, pull up, pull through these 2 loops, hold back that last one. There's 1. There's number 2, and there's number 3, and just pull through 2. Now we have these last 4. Yarn over and pull through all the loops on the hook, and that's a double crochet cluster. And then we are going to tie this off. Take your little pair of scissors, snip this yarn, pull this through, pull that snug. There's our leaf. All right, now I want you to get a needle, thread either end here, and sew them in. This is the edge that's going to be attached to the main doily. The first 3 tips will be attached to the main doily. I use my needle, put the wire through the eye of the needle, and then I put my thread through that and pull it through. I'll leave a link to where you can buy one of these needle threaders in the description below the video. I said this is going to be the right side, so over on the wrong side I will just take one more knot, there, and I'm just going to weave this down through that stitch. Pull through. I like to thread my end through. See all those nice, the base of those double crochets. Just going to thread it through there. It's out of sight. I'll tie another knot like this, and then I'm going to come back through so that it's hidden, and then I'm going to snip that. Alright, now you go ahead and tie off the other end just the same as that. Here are 2 leaves. I would like you to go right ahead and make 10 more so that we have a total of 12. And I'll see you back to show you the center of the doily. In the center, tie your slip knot and then chain 12. 1, 11, 12. Join in that first chain with a slip stitch to form a ring. There is our ring. Then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Remember, this pattern, the link to it is in the description below the video, and you can download it from my website for free. And the next thing we do is work a 3 treble crochet cluster in the ring. So we have the chain, which forms the first. It's actually going to be a 4, but then we'll do 3 treble, which is 2 loops around the hook, and pull through those 2 and those 2 and hold that back. So that's 1, 2, and 3. You then loop over the hook and pull it through all of the stitches on your hook, and that's a treble crochet cluster. The next step, we are going to repeat this 3 times. Chain 6, 1, 6, a 4 double crochet cluster in the ring. So that's 1 loop around the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then thread around the hook, pull it through all of these loops. So we have a treble crochet cluster, chain 6, and a double crochet cluster. And then we're going to chain 6 and make another 4 treble crochet cluster. So treble is 2. There's 1 and 1 more. That makes 4. Okay. Thread around the hook, pull it through all the loops. And now that what you're going to repeat in the ring, you can use your fingers to tighten this so you have lots of room in the ring. What you're going to repeat 3 times, so that was a chain 6, the double crochet cluster, chain 6, and the treble crochet cluster. You're going to do that 2 more times, so that gives you your 3 repeats. And then come back and I'll join you again to show you how to finish off round 1. Here is what we repeated 3 times. It was the double crochet cluster, the treble crochet cluster, and chain 6 in between, and that was 3 times. So there's 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to finish the last double crochet cluster by chaining 6, 6, and we will do that 4 double crochet cluster in that last little space there in the ring. So 1 and 4. Loop over the hook, pull it through all of that. To finish this round, we're going to do something a bit special here, so that we will finish in the middle of this chain to be in the right position for round 2. Or what we do to do that is chain 2 and then do 1 treble crochet stitch in the top of the first treble crochet cluster. And that finishes in the middle of this chain, so we're in the right position to start round 2. This is round 2, so we do 3 single crochet right in over top of this treble crochet. There's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 7, 3 single crochet in the next loop. 1, 2, 3, and we simply repeat all the way around with a chain 7 and 3 single crochet in the next loop. And I'll be right back. I finished all the way around round 2. And to finish round 2, we simply chain 3 and then treble crochet in the first single crochet. And that puts us right in the middle of the chain again. Round 3, first thing we do is single crochet right here, and then chain 9, and then single crochet in the next loop. And we repeat from that chain 9 all the way around to the start. And I'll be right back. All right, we're finishing round 3, and we simply do that with another chain 9, 8, 9, and slip stitch in that first single crochet right there. We are going to start round 4. This is going to be single crochets and chain 3s in each one of the loops. So the first thing we do is work 3 single crochets. There's 1, 2, 3. Repeat this 3 times, chain 3 and 3 single crochets in the same loop. Okay, chain 3, 3 more single crochets. If you find you're running out of space, just with your fingernail, scoot those over a little bit, and that's 1, 2, chain 3, and 3 more single crochet. And so that's where we started. We did 3 single crochets and then repeat 3 times as the chain 3, 3 more single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3 repeats. Then we begin that all over again and do that in each loop around. So start with chains, or start with 3 single crochet and then chain 3 and 3 single crochet 3 times. And I'll rejoin you at the end of this round. I have finished all the way around round 4, and I am just joining to that very first single crochet with a slip stitch. And I will show you just for a moment what this looks like. We have what these are also called picots, spelled P-I-C-O-T, picot, and we have them all the way around on round 4, beginning round 5. And with round 5, chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and skip this chain 3 loop. And then we're going to do 3 treble crochet cluster stitches in this middle one. So remember, the treble is around twice, so skip this one, go into this center one, and a 3 treble crochet cluster. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. A loop, pull through all of those, and then we have chain 5 in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we do another 3 treble crochet cluster in that same chain 3. There's 1, 2, 3, loop around your hook, pull through them all, another chain 5, and one more 3 treble crochet clusters in this middle chain 3 loop. All right, loop, pull through them all. Okay, so that leaves us with 3 in that middle one. Chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then single crochet in the center, single crochet between the next 2 chain 3 picots. So that would be right there. All right, so see that? We have the chain 5, 3 treble crochet clusters with chain 5 in between, and then a single crochet in between these 2. And from there we start over and do this same 3 clusters in each middle picot all the way around. And I'll join you when I'm at the end of this. So you go ahead and do that round 2. At the end of round 5, we do a double treble crochet, which is 3 times around the needle, and in the original single crochet, and that will put us in the right position for round 6. And round 6 starts with chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and treble crochet in the next cluster, and that would be right here. Chain 7, single crochet in the next loop, 6, 7, single crochet in the next loop, which is here. We do that twice. Alright, there's our 2 chain 7 and single crochet in the next loop. And now chain 7, and treble crochet in the next cluster stitch, which is right here. And we repeat that all the way around from the first treble cluster. That was our chain 4 to get us to the right position. Treble crochet in this cluster, chain 7, single crochet, chain 7, single crochet, chain 7, and then treble stitch in this cluster. Then we just repeat that all the way around, starting from there into this one. And I'll finish that, and I'll see you at the end of this row. This is the end of round 6. And I've done the chain 7 and single crochet with the treble crochets in between. And at the end of this round, we do a chain 3 and a treble crochet in the first treble crochet. So we'll finish that right here. 1, 2, 3. And a treble crochet in that first treble crochet. And that sets us up to begin the next round. Now the next 3 rounds are the same, and what we do is a chain 3, and we're going to make a picot out of this, and a single crochet in the same space, and then chain 9, and we do a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the next loop. So single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet, and we repeat that all the way around to the start. So I will finish that and be right back. And I have completed round 7, and we end round 7 with a chain 4 and treble crochet in the beginning of the round. And now round 8 and 9 are exactly the same as 7. So I'm going to do those round 8 and 9, and you go ahead and get them done too, and then I'll join you back for round 10. And hello, and we're back. I have finished rounds 7, 8, and 9. 7, 8, and 9, they are the same. And we're starting round 10 now. Round 10 is quite simple. You simply chain 10, 8, 9, 10, and single crochet in the next loop. And you repeat that all the way around. Chain 10 and single crochet in each loop all the way around. And I will be back for the next round. And this is the end of round 10. And we finish it off quite simply with a chain 10 and then slip stitch in that initial treble crochet. All right, and that sets us up for round 11. And round 11 is the same as round 4, where we had 3 single crochets, a picot stitch, which was chain 3, another 3 single crochets, chain 3, and another 3 single crochets, chain 3, and 3 single crochets. And so I'll just show you that. 1, 2, 3 single crochets, chain 3, 3 single crochet, and recall we repeat that 3 times with the 3 single crochets, with the chain 3 and 3 single crochet. It's chain 3, 3 single crochet, and chain 3, and the final 3 single crochet in the same loop, and we repeat that in every loop around. Alright, and I'll see you at the end of the round. This is the end of round 11, and we have all of the single crochet and picot stitches all the way around. To start round 12, we need to slip stitch to this chain 3 picot. There's just 1, 2, and then I'll just do a slip stitch in the loop. And so chain 3, 2 treble cluster stitch. There's 1. Of course, the chain forms one of the stitches in the cluster, so it's a 3 treble cluster, really. And in between, we are doing a chain 10, 2, 10, skip 1 chain 3 loop, and a 3 treble cluster stitch in the next chain 3 loop. There's the first one, 2, 3, loop over the hook, pull it through all, chain 1, and then we do another 3 treble cluster in the next picot. There's 1, 2, and 3. Thread around your needle, pull it through everything. Alright, so there's the pattern. A cluster, chain 10, 2 clusters with a chain 1 in between, chain 10, 2 clusters with a chain 1 in between, all the way around. I will come back and see you when I'm finished this round. Okay, we are at the end of round 12, and finish the round simply chain 1 and slip stitch in the top of the first cluster. And that sets us up for round 13. And that starts with a chain 3 and a 2 treble cluster right in the top. And our chain together with the 2 trebles make this a 3 treble cluster. And then chain 6, single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet for that picot in this loop. And another chain 6 and a 3 treble cluster stitch in the chain 1 between these 2. Right here. So this is another simple round. There. And we repeat from the chain 6 all the way around. And I'll be back. And this is the end of round 13. And we will end with a chain 3 and a treble stitch in the top of this cluster. So that's 1, 2, 3, and treble in the top right here. And the next 2 rounds we've seen before. The next 2 rounds are the same as these 2 rounds, these 3 rounds here. And what we do is a chain 3, single crochet right here, and chain 9, and then a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the next large loop right here. We repeat that all the way around. Chain 9, and then continue around, chain 9, and our chain 3 picot in each of the large loops all the way around. And round 15 will be the same. And at the end of round 14, we do the chain 3 and treble in the top of this chain 3 picot. And that will give us round 14 and 15. And I will be back when I have those done. Hi, I'm back. So I'll show you what I've completed after we finished round 13. Then we did round 14, which was the chains and the chain 9 and the chain 3 picot. Then we did that again for round 15, and I went ahead and finished round 16 as well, so you can go ahead and do that as well. It's a pretty straightforward round. All we do is a chain 8 and single crochet in every loop around, and that sets us up to attach the leaves. All right, so we're back, and this is the round where we attach the leaves, so it's the last round of the main doily, and I'll show you one of the leaves here. Let me just move this out of the way and we'll take one of the leaves. What I'd like you to do is line your leaves up and find the edge that has 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other one has a lot more. This is the edge that we're going to attach to the main doily, and the 3 points we're going to attach is the first 3, 1, 2, 3. Those will remain loose. All right, so the first thing we do here is we do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then a 2 treble cluster in this same space. So there's 1. And a 2. And then so that with the 2 trebles and the chain 3, it makes a 3 treble cluster. And the next thing we do is a picot in the top of this. So this is a chain 3 and a slip stitch in the top of this stitch. And that gives us, drop that stitch, sometimes that happens, just pick it up, pull it through, and that gives this little point at the top. After that, we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet in the next loop, which is right here. Chain 1, and this is where we start attaching the leaf. So that's a chain 1, and we're going to attach it with a slip stitch to this first point. And that can be a little tricky to get our hook through, depending on how tight your stitches are. I've got it here. Well, let me see, where do I want to put this? Probably right. Let's put it right here. All right, and then pull the white thread through the green point and the white chain 1. Okay, see that? And then chain 1 again, and then slip stitch in the top of this single crochet for a picot. And that will attach that first point for us. Now, chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and a 3 treble cluster stitch in this single crochet. So there's 1, 2, and 3. All right, thread around your hook, pull it through all. Then we do a 3 chain picot with a slip stitch in the top. 1, 2, 3. And this makes a little bit of decoration at the top of that treble. Slip stitch there. Now we will chain 4 again. 2, 3, 4. Single crochet in the next loop right here, and then we're going to chain 1 and a slip stitch in the second point of this leaf. All right, put my needle through it. This can be a little tricky to get through there. Okay, got it. So that's attached. Then we do another chain 1 and again slip stitch right into that single crochet we just made, and we have 2 points attached. And now we repeat this treble cluster again in the next single crochet, and that was a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and treble cluster here, thread around, pull it through everything. All right, so there's the next cluster, and we'll chain 3 and picot, which is the slip stitch in the top here. All right, and then we're going to attach the 3rd point of this leaf, so it's a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you see the next large loop, single crochet, chain 1, and then through the next point on the leaf. And pull through the leaf, pull it through the white, 1 chain, and then slip stitch in that single crochet. All right, and then we have 3 points of our leaf attached, and that's the first leaf attached. Now, once we have the first leaf attached, chain 4, and we're going to do 2 of the treble cluster stitches in the next 2 single crochets before we begin to attach the next leaf. And those are straightforward. And single crochet in this next loop, and then just do a chain 3 picot. 1, 2, 3, and just a single crochet in there. All right, 4, chain 4, and then do our second cluster in between leaves, 2 in between, and then we have the chain 1, and this is where we begin attaching the next leaf. So slip stitch in that first point, chain 1 and slip stitch into the single crochet. And I'll just show you before I leave you to finish attaching all of the leaves. So we have the first cluster, the first point that we attached, and then a cluster in between, and then the next 2 points, 2 free clusters, and then begin attaching the next leaf all the way around. So you have fun with that, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, let me know how that worked out for you. I have all 12 leaves attached, and what we do at the end is just finish up with the 3 treble cluster and a picot in the middle, and then chain 4 and then attach with a slip stitch to the first cluster that you worked. And then use a needle and just sew in this end, and then we'll be ready to make the red berries. Okay, we're at the final step of making this pretty Christmas holly wreath doily, and we're going to make 12 of these little red berries. So what you need is the Aunt Lydias Victory Red, and the same size crochet hook, which is 8, and a cotton ball. A couple of cotton balls. You don't need very much of that, but we are going to stuff these little balls with slip stitch and chain 2, and then work 8 single crochets in that first chain that you made. So there's 1, 6, 7, 8. All right, the next round is an increase round. You don't have to join with a slip stitch. Just keep going in the first single crochet. So we're going to 2 single crochet in each of the 8. So that will give us 16. So that's 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2. The easiest way to keep track of where you're at is to just count 16 and make sure you do 2 in each single crochet. So that was 2, 3, 4, 15, and 16. So that's 2 single crochets in each of the 8 original. The next 2 rounds we do 1 single crochet in each of the single crochets, so that'll be 16 per round. You don't have to join with a slip stitch, just keep doing single crochets. So there's 1, 2. What you'll find is as you go, because we're not increasing, is it's going to start to curl up. 16. And so that was round 3, and then 1 more round with 1 single crochet each. Again, just keep doing single crochets. This is round 4. 1, 16. Okay, that's 4 rounds. Remember, it was chain 2, 8 single crochets, then 2 in each one to give us 16, and then 2 rounds of a single crochet each, so we have 16 single crochets. Round 5 is a decrease row. What we do is 1 single crochet in the next single crochet, and then decrease in the next 2 stitches after that, and I'll show you how to decrease. So we do 1 single crochet, and then to decrease, it's almost like a cluster. You do 1 stitch through this single crochet, 1 stitch through that single crochet, loop around the hook, and pull it through all of the threads, and that's a decrease. And do 1 single crochet, and then a decrease in over 2 stitches all the way around. And I like to count, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. This is our decrease. 7, and that's how you just keep track of when you're at the end of the row. 7, round 7, 8, 9, and then a 10, 11, 12, and a decrease, 13, I'm on a 14, 15, and a decrease, and then a 16, and that's all the way around for round 5. Now just pull that loop up a bit. All right, now the next thing I like to do, because we're going to have to start stuffing this with cotton. At this point, I sew this thread in. All right, so, and again, this thread is kind of a bit thick to get through this needle eye. This is a chenille needle. All right, so what we do, the 8 single crochets will kind of open this up a little bit. So I like to thread it through the single crochets and pull it in a little, snug it in a little bit to close that opening. And sometimes you might need a thimble to push that through. Because it's a little bit tight. But that will close that hole nicely for you. Otherwise you'll see a little bit of white cotton ball through the hole, through the opening. Okay, see how that closes the hole for you. And it can be a little bit tight, which is why I need the thimble. There, that hole is now quite a bit more closed. All right, I'm just going to do one more little stitch here. And then I'm going to pull this through to the other side. Okay, keep your thread out of the way, pull this through. And this is a good place to hide it, is inside the berry. Okay, where's my little scissors? Snip that. All right, now we're going to stuff this berry, start stuffing it with cotton. And also tuck that thread inside the hole. I like to use the end of this crochet hook, but you might be using a crochet hook that has a wide end. So just find some little tool that will help tuck that inside the berry. Now, you don't need very much cotton. It's just a little tiny bit. And I just pull that off, kind of tuck it in, and then work it inside that, inside the berry. It doesn't have to be stuffed real full, just enough to keep it shaped like a little ball. Okay, I'm just going to get a little bit more of this. Like I said, you don't need very much of that cotton ball. Just keep tucking it inside there. I'm just going to get another little piece of this, another little piece of cotton here. It's probably too much, but like that, and that's probably all we're going to need. There. What do you think? I might just put one more little wee bit in there. There we go. I think that's going to be enough. And then, once we have that all stuffed inside that little berry, then we finish crocheting. All right, and pull our thread, and from there, we just keep decreasing the way we were until you're down to about 3 stitches and this hole is closed. So we'll go a decrease stitch here, decrease 1, 2, and pull it all together. and then 1 single crochet, and then we're doing a decrease, 1 and 2, decrease, and a single crochet, and then maybe 1 more decrease. See how that gets tighter and tighter. I would say that's it. Now I'm going to snip this thread, leave enough thread because we're going to use this end to sew the berry onto the doily. Pull that through and tie it off. Now make 12 of these. Once you have those 12 ready, come back and we'll attach them to the main doily. This wool mat is a wool pressing cloth. It's lovely to work with and portable. I'm going to use a cotton pressing cloth, and I'm going to press it lightly. And it is cotton, so it's very tolerant of heat. This is a very handy iron. I have a link that I'll leave in the description below the video where you can pick it up on Amazon. Alright, there we go. It's time to sew our berries on, and here's how you position them. They go every alternating space where the leaves attach, and one right here and the other here, and the same here all the way around. Use our needle threader right here. Alright. So one of them goes on this picot right here. And I will stitch it through and over on the back side. And we're just going to do some slip stitches into the base of the berry so that it's lays flat all the way around. It doesn't need to catch much, just a little bit. Again, grab a thimble if you need to push it through, and I'll turn it so I can get around to the other side. Can you see that? Stitch through the cluster. So I grab a piece of the berry. Now I'm just going to do a couple of slip knots, and that's nice and secure. I'll just kind of string that through the berry so it's hidden. I'll snip it off, and you'll see how that lies flat. And the one beside it, we will stitch onto the picot in the middle, and it will fit right there. There we are, finished this beautiful holly wreath doily, and it's going to make a beautiful centerpiece on our Christmas dining table. You will find the pattern on my website, and the link to that is in the video description below. Please remember to give this video a like and a subscribe to the channel, and hope you've enjoyed this one. Thank you.